American Recut, a spoiler-free review show where I, Nick,
And I, Brendan, dissect films and television to save you from atrocious media. In a world where people collect Pokemon to do battle, a boy comes across an intelligent talking Pikachu who seeks to be a detective. Directed by Rob Letterman, written by Dan Hernandez and Benji Samit in 2019's Detective Pikachu.
As Brendan informed you, we did watch Detective Pikachu. Yeah, so let's just go through our basic usual introduction with the American Recuts. I'll get into the reasons why I'm not crazy about this film in the ramble on. So let's start with just effects. Brendan, you lead the discussion.
I thought the effects were pretty entertaining, it satisfied my 9-year-old curiosity of seeing Pokemon in real life, it's like the Pokemon that were drawn in real life were in a movie. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought the effects were okay in this movie. And the effects are the main reason for going to this movie, after all. Like, you're looking for the interesting Pokemon, the interesting effects, the big battle scenes with Pokemon, and they're okay. They're not amazing. Some characters look really good when they spend the time to get them the full animation process, but sometimes in the background you'll notice like a really rubbery looking Charmander that looks like way out of place, or you'll notice that the Bulbasaurs look like just cartoons plastered on top of the landscape.
Right.
They're not amazing effects. They're fine, and they're good enough if you get into the movie, but they're not the amazing effects I was expecting.
Right. No, with some Pokemon you do see pretty top-notch graphics, but with others, like Nick said, it's just cut and paste cartoons.
Well, yeah, there's one scene in particular where like they're walking through a city, there's a Charmander on someone's back, and this Charmander is like, it's the wrong color palette, it doesn't have the right lighting on it, it looks rubbery, it looks bad. But,
we digress.
Let's go ahead and get into the characters next.
Oh my god. They were just terrible. I wasn't a huge fan of the cast. I was not a huge fan of the characters themselves.
Yeah, generally the actors don't elevate the performance beyond the script. The characters are all pretty one-note and pretty lackluster.
Yeah.
Some characters feel like they're just there to move the plot to the next beat. They're generally not terribly interesting characters. But granted, you were probably here for the effects in the first place and not anything else we could talk about. So
right.
This shouldn't come as a surprise.
Right. Plot. Well, what do you expect? I mean, nothing really glamorous, nothing really life-changing or tantalizing. Just a boilerplate safe plot.
It's pretty generic. I agree. And one thing to note too, expect this to be more along the lines of like the Pokemon anime, where like magic and stuff can just happen and it's fine, and nobody questions it. Expect a plot that's more like that, rather than one that would be a more interesting movie or something that would come out of like Disney or Pixar in the modern age. Expect more of the Pokemon anime movies plot.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Themes. I, honest to God, cannot think of any. What themes did you notice?
Believe in the heart of the cards. Believe in the real Digimon within. Something, be comfortable with the body you're in?
Yeah, I mean, that's about as approximate to a theme as we're gonna get, really.
There's not much here for like a bigger point to the movie in general. It's pretty mediocre. Unfortunately, there's just not much to discuss with this movie. The main draw would have been the effects, seeing how the city was designed around the Pokemon, seeing the Pokemon in action, and unfortunately they're a bit lackluster. The set design is also pretty generic. Otherwise, it's what you would expect. It's not much of a plot, the themes aren't really there, the characters are kind of just there to be moved around for the plot points. It's not great. Alright, we will talk about this in depth with the ramble on.
Yeah. Alright, see you at the ramble, folks.